Tejasri Kosbe, lecturer from Praveen Patil Polytechnic, Bhayandar. My topic is Measuring Instruments, Part 1. Learning Outcomes. In this video, you will learn about importance of measuring resistance, classification of resistance, and Wheatstone bridge. So first, importance of measuring resistance. First is quality assurance. Second, better quality of maintenance. Third is design. Fourth, fault finding and diagnosis. And fifth is safety. So for these purposes, measuring resistance is important. So first is quality assurance. The resistance of various components is measured after manufacturing process. This helps in identifying the faulty components. The resistance of faulty component or part exceeds the permissible limits, hence it can be discarded. Second is better quality of maintenance. The different cable joints, switching contacts, busbar connections, tappings, etc. possess contact resistance. If contact resistance is too high, it causes excessive heating and causes damage to the system and interruption of supply. Routine preventive maintenance with regular resistance checks ensures reliability of supply, thus quality of maintenance is better. Third is design. While designing any electrical machine, the maximum temperature reached under full load condition is important factor. To determine this temperature, the temperature coefficient of the copper winding is used. The resistance is first measured with the motor or generator at ambient temperature. The unit is then run at full load for a specified period and the resistance measured again. From the change in resistance value, the internal motor or generator temperature can be determined. If temperature rise is not within permissible limits, the winding design is modified. If we allow to operate the machine with excessive temperature rise, the insulation of machine will be damaged. Fourth is fault finding and diagnosis. In most of the cases, the faults are open circuit fault or short circuit fault. This can be detected by resistance measurement at that point. The type of fault and its location can be effectively identified by resistance measurement technique. Fifth is safety. To ensure safety of operating personnel, earthing is done. After designing and installing the earthing system, the earthing resistance is measured. If it is not within permissible limits, corrective actions are necessary. Next is classification of resistance. So first is low resistance, second medium resistance, and third is high resistance. So first, low resistance. The resistance up to 1 ohm magnitude is known as low resistance. Second, medium resistance. Range of resistance above 1 ohm up to 0.1 mega ohm falls in the category of medium resistance. Third is high resistance. Resistance above 0.1 mega ohm is termed as high resistance. Practical examples of resistances used in practice. So first is low resistance. Resistance of transformer winding, DC and AC machine armature winding, ammeter coil, wattmeter current coil are the examples of low resistance. Next is medium resistance. Resistance of shunt field winding, voltmeter coil, wattmeter pressure coil, heater coil, bulb filament are the examples of medium resistance. Next is high resistance. This mainly consists of insulation resistance of cable, insulator oil and dielectric medium. Next are the methods of measuring resistance. So first is low resistance. So for low resistance, the methods are Kelvin's double bridge and potentiometer. For medium resistance, Wheatstone bridge, ammeter voltmeter method and substitution method. For high resistance, Megger and loss of charge method. And for earth resistance, earth tester and follow potential method. Wheatstone bridge. Wheatstone bridge, also known as the resistance bridge, is used to calculate the unknown resistance by balancing two legs of the bridge circuit, of which one leg includes the component of unknown resistance. It was invented by Samuel Hunter Christie in the year 1833, which was later popularized by Sir Charles Wheatstone in 1843. The circuit is composed of two known resistors, one unknown resistor and one variable resistor connected in the form of a bridge. This bridge is very reliable as it gives accurate measurements. Construction. A Wheatstone bridge circuit consists of four arms, of which two arms consist of known resistances, while the other two arms consist of an unknown resistance and a variable resistance. The circuit also consists of a galvanometer and an electromotive force source. The EMF source is attached between points A and B, while the galvanometer is connected between the points C and D. The current that flows through the galvanometer depends on the potential difference across it. Wheatstone bridge formula. Following is the formula used for Wheatstone bridge, which is R is equal to P upon Q into S, where R is the unknown resistance, S is the standard arm of the bridge, P and Q is the ratio arm of the bridge. What is the Wheatstone bridge principle? The Wheatstone bridge works on the principle of null deflection, that is, the ratio of their resistances are equal and no current flows through the circuit. Under normal conditions, the bridge is in unbalanced condition where current flows through the galvanometer. The bridge is said to be in a balanced condition where no current flows through the galvanometer. This condition can be achieved by adjusting the known resistance and variable resistance. So this is the diagram for Wheatstone bridge. In this you can see there are four resistances, that is P, Q, R and S. S is a variable resistance and E is the battery for supply and G is the galvanometer. Wheatstone bridge derivation. The current enters the galvanometer and divides into two equal magnitude currents as I1 and I2. The following condition exists when the current through the galvanometer is 0, that is I1P equal to I2R. The currents in the bridge in a balanced condition is expressed as follows: I1 equal to I3 equal to E upon P plus Q into I2 is equal to I4 is equal to E upon R plus S. Here E is the EMF of the battery. Substituting the value of I1 and I2 in equation 1, we get PE upon P plus Q is equal to RE upon R plus S. So P upon P plus Q is equal to R upon R plus S. So this becomes P in bracket R plus S is equal to R in bracket P plus Q. By solving this bracket, we get P into R plus P into S is equal to R into P plus R into Q. Again, by solving this, we get P into S is equal to R into Q. This is the equation number 2. And by solving this equation further, we get R is equal to P upon Q into S. So this is the formula for Wheatstone bridge for calculating the unknown resistance. Equation 2 shows the balance condition of the bridge, while equation 3, that is this equation R is equal to P upon Q into S, determines the value of the unknown resistance. So in the figure, R is the unknown resistance and S is the standard arm of the bridge and the P and Q are the ratio arm of the bridge.